And now the last part of the equation. Now we talked about through the different videos in this module, we talked about how 50% was on you and 50% is on the email service provider. Now I want you to understand the clarity here. There's something that people are going to talk about. I'm always going to continue to mention email service provider, ESP, and then internet service provider, which is ISP. Now I don't want you to confuse those two. ESP stands for email service provider, such as myself, SendLane or MailChimp or Constant Contact, whatever brand that you prefer to use. And ISP is your internet service provider. So we talked about that for gmail.com, yahoo.com, a Comcast, a Verizon.com, whatever it may be, that's what the difference is. Now, in this video, we're gonna really break down what you should be looking for in your business and what you need to do when you're looking for that right provider. Now, most chances are you're probably with a current provider, and that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. The beauty of it is you can always make a switch because your business is your choice. This video, I'm just gonna continue to break down the things that you should be looking at as we continue to progress through it and the advanced tactics and tools that you're going to need for your marketing. So every email service provider, ESP, provides the basic tools, being able to create a list, sometimes based around tags, it just depends, or list and tags. You're looking for a service provider that can offer you both because that's where the advanced level of mindset is really required. Segmentation is an important thing. You've got to be able to segment them, not just based on, hey, did they opt in or opt out, or if they did one thing. You want to be able to create a strong behavioral-based segmentation. Did they open an email? What's their device? Where are they coming from? How much money did they spend? What sites have they visited? And the list continues to go on and on. We also need automation. Now, when I say automation, I'm not talking about it. There's multiple ways of looking at it. There's drip campaigns people talk about, or autoresponders. Those are the same thing, drip or autoresponders. You were talking about automation. Automation is something that they describe a lot of times as a workflow, something that's much more depth and in detail, catered to each and experienced person. In a typical way with an autoresponder, let's talk about this. An autoresponder is very simple. Day one, they send an email. You wait one day. Day two, you send an email. Wait one day. Now, what happens is eventually everyone is on the same wavelength. Just because one person opted in at 9 a.m. and another person opted in at 12 p.m. onto your email list, or they made a purchase or whatever the way that they got on your email list, the next day they're sent an email at the exact time that you tell the system to, almost like a bulk email delivery, just as a drip sequence. Now, in an automation, it's done by each and every user. So the idea of a workflow or an automation, why it's so powerful, is that you're really going through and giving a person a very in-depth experience that's personalized to their behavior. The second part of that in-depth automation that's very important is making sure you can segment out right away, right inside that experience. So for example, at SendLane, one of the things we have is the automation of behavioral-based automation, which most providers offer. It allows you to go if else, it allows you to look at how much they spent, what devices, and start catering that experience based on what they're doing and what feedback they're providing you. So you could say and send them a survey email and say, hey, click on the left side if you like green and click on the right side if you like red. Now you know right away that you're creating that segmentation and automation. So that's super important. Then you've got other tools. Now, again, totally depends on what your business is, what you're doing. Maybe you're an e-commerce store that uses Shopify, for example. Then you want to look for ones that are Shopify integrated to your favorite tools, and of course, offer the deep information that you can get from that. Or maybe you're a mom and pop store, and the one thing you're doing is trying to create email leads so that you can send them your specials every week. You can do that. Maybe you're an enterprise company where you have a large corporation where you work with business to businesses. Then you want to make sure you have the tools to communicate those, maybe a CRM, for example, so you can continue and remember that information. So making that decision is very important. Now, at the same time, the deliverability is super important when you're looking at these as well too. And deliverability, again, I said it's about 50% of what your actual deliverability is tied to the ESP or the email service provider. And when you're looking for those, you want to start doing one thing. This is what I like to do. I like to just go into my inbox, go into my email and look at what people are sending their bulk email from. They're at the way bottom. Let me give you a little trick. If you go to way bottom, there may be a badge. If there's no badge there, you can actually do one of two things. For example, in Gmail, you could go ahead and click on that little down arrow that's on the right-hand side of that sender information, like whoever the information is, and you click on that and it'll break out, hey, there's a sender information sent by who? Copy and paste that URL, or you can go to that manage or unsubscribe button. Doesn't mean you'll always unsubscribe. You'll be able to click on it and it should open up a page that has all the details and just look at it. And the best way is, hey, let's look at what the other people are doing. If you're in an industry, for example, where you provide puppy training, chances are you're probably on multiple puppy training email lists. Take a look at what they're working with and what they're using. There's probably a reason. And then it's for your turn to go and run over there, take a look at the provider, see what they offer, what tools and services, make sure that it works for your business. And as you go through this course, I'll enlighten you and I'll continue to open your mind up when it comes to the services and products that you're going to need as you continue to go through this. And the number one goal is to make sure that you can scale with this business and continue to grow your business and maximize your dollars and cents. All right, so to recap. Let's just talk about the tools real quick. The two things that we're going to really need throughout this course that I'm going to continue to reference that you should make sure your email service provider is offering is, of course, your tagging and segmentation. The deeper, the better. And same thing with your automation workflows. So that's your automation, your behavioral-based automation. You do not need an autoresponder or a drip campaign, but you need the next level, which is automation. So it's considered more advanced tool. And some major players don't actually offer some of these tools. So please make sure you check out that workbook and make sure that it's tying in together. The last thing I have right now is I've got a workbook again, a workbook on the bottom of this video. Go ahead and download it. I've got a checklist of all these different tools and features that email service providers offer. Checklist through a bunch of them, see what they have, and then go to your inbox or go to your favorite company and see if those tools start to align. And from there, you've got to make a decision. Is this the right product for me? Is this the right tool for me? Or do I need to start looking for different tools? Now, I want you to obviously do this, but I don't want you to actually take action on it until you go through the rest of this course, because it's important that you know exactly what you need. Some of the things that I talk about may not be relevant to your business. If they're not, then you may not need that tool. But I talk about all the different ways and tools that you have. All right? So go ahead and download that workbook, start filling it out, checklist it, and from there, we'll see you on the next video.